Okay, hi everyone, what's up? Welcome to this video about our first steps with Ubuntu. So at this point, if you followed along with the series that we've had, how to get started with Linux, our previous videos focused on how to download Ubuntu. We looked at how to verify that your ISO is okay. And then we looked at how to create a bootable USB stick. And then in our last video, we then looked at how to install it. If you have your USB stick and then you have your laptop and you need to install it. So we went through the process of actually installing it, and now we are done. So here then what we are going to do is to boot up, and I'll take you through the setup for how to begin the setup once you have a fresh new installation of Ubuntu. In our case here, it's Ubuntu 24.04, the long-term support version. So once it finishes installing where we left off in our last video, and you go ahead and restart it, you need to just remove the installation media as directed, press enter, and then we can begin. Okay, good. And so like we mentioned, remember we went with the option of encrypting our files. So we'll need to go ahead and put in the password that we had used for our encryption. So I'll go ahead and do that, and then we will proceed. Okay. Good. So once you put in your encryption password, then we'll proceed with the initial boot. So remember, you'll need to put in the next password, now your user password. Okay. So here we put in the other password. There we go. And then we log in. So I'll take you through the initial setup. So remember, I'll just be going through my usual setup for how I set up my own personal computer. So feel free to take it, as you would want it. Whatever makes sense for you, go ahead and do it. But I'll try as much as possible to explain why I'm doing what I'm doing so that you understand whether it's relevant for you or not. Okay, so first thing I usually do is, let me go ahead and just get my mouse close by. Okay. All right. So here you have the welcome screen for Ubuntu 24.04. And what we're going to do is simply now just go next. Okay. So this is something that I usually do whenever I install Ubuntu, the LTS version. It has the option of enabling Ubuntu Pro. What this does is that it helps you to be able to get updates easier, just manages the process of getting updates a little easier. But for those ones who are using it at an enterprise level, what Ubuntu Pro does is that it can give you extended support over the default 5 years for the LTS version. You can even get longer support for that. At this particular point, what we would do is, it would be important to just reiterate that you have these options available. If you want more information, check out Ubuntu's, learn more about this from their page. Okay. So you already have your browser installed, which is Firefox. That's what I'll use. We'll cover installing other softwares in just a moment. But for this initial setup, you might want to just use your browser for this. So if you're interested, remember, it's not mandatory. So this is options. This is optional. You don't even have to set up at this initial stage. You can actually just skip and get to your desktop and proceed here, which is the default option. Skip this for now. But for me, I usually go through this setup. And so since I'm actually taking you through this, I'll just go ahead and do it. So what I'll do is that I would enable Ubuntu Pro, then I will go. You can learn more here, ubuntu.com/pro. That's actually where I'll go. Here, I don't want to import this from another browser. I will skip that. I don't want to personalize my Firefox right now. I will also skip that. I will sign up, but I'll do that later. Actually, I can actually do that. maybe it's important to just take you through. Okay, I can sign up. So I have my Firefox account. If you don't have a Firefox Mozilla account, you can go ahead and simply just create an account. Now, this is going to be useful for you if you want to be able to, for example, have your bookmarks, your history and whatnot when you're moving from one laptop to the other. Then this would be useful. Sign up if you don't have a Mozilla account, or sign in if you already have it. The process is the same either way. You simply enter your password, simply enter your email. Then once you enter your email, then you can go ahead and proceed. So I'll go ahead and do that, and then we can continue. Okay, so once you are done signing up or signing in with your Mozilla account, then we can go to the next step. At this particular point, all right, I like my browser to be very clean and minimalistic. So I usually customize this. I don't want these shortcuts here. I do, however, want some photographs. And I want to go with this one here. Okay, this looks good to me. Actually, this, let's see. This one is interesting. So you have that. Okay. Don't want to import any bookmarks, so I will remove this from the toolbar. So remember, I like a very clean and minimalistic kind of UI. Okay, so here the thing that I will do is I want to go to Ubuntu.com just to be able to understand a little bit more about what the Ubuntu Pro gives you. So ubuntu.com/pro. Okay, there you have it. So it gives you some good software security. Now they do have a premium, some premium subscription based kind of features, but the basic features for Ubuntu Pro are actually available for free. So I use the basic free features. You simply need to go ahead and have an Ubuntu account, and then you will get a code that you can be able to use for that. Okay, so I just wanted to be able to show you where to find out more information about Ubuntu Pro. You can go ahead and read about this. Okay, so at this point, what we can do is actually skip this, because I actually want to go ahead and create those accounts, and I'll be able to show you how to do that. I'll have videos for that kind of setup, but for now what we will do is that we will skip this. And here then, if you want, you can be able to help improve Ubuntu. You don't need to share your data if you don't need to, or if you're totally fine with it, it's okay. So just go ahead and go to the next page there, and then you're done. Then you finish that. So just some basics for how to navigate, especially if you're totally new on using Linux or Ubuntu operating systems. You want to be able to, the way that you update your system is different from the way that you do it with Windows, which is one of the things I really like about Linux. You'll find that a lot of the times when you're using Windows 11 or whichever Windows version you're using, it takes you so long to go ahead and make sure that you've updated your system to the latest, software and security updates that are available. But for Ubuntu, it's very, 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 convenient and easy to do that. What you do is that you would simply come, and I usually like to go ahead and press on this Windows key or super key. Okay, so I'll press on the super key. Then what you'll have is that you have your search box here, and you want to go ahead and search for software. Okay, so for Ubuntu software, then you'll get this particular option here. Okay, software updates. So I want to right click on that and then pin it to my dash here on the left. Okay, so this is how you would be able to pin different applications to your dashboards. I'll go ahead and also pin the App Center. Oh, that one is already pinned. It's already here. Okay, and if you want to pin any others, you can also do the same thing, and then simply press. You can just simply press on the window to go ahead and get back to your desktop. Okay, press escape and then you're back to your desktop. Then there's some softwares I don't usually use that much. I want to remove them from pinning them here in my favorites. So I don't use Thunderbird that much. I will unpin it. I don't use Rhythmbox as well. I will unpin it. I also don't need to have LibreOffice here. I unpin it. Same thing to my App Center, but that I can leave it there. And the help software is very, very useful. So this I would recommend for somebody who's totally new with Linux. You might want to come and explore the help software just to be able to learn about the Ubuntu desktop. It gives you a very nice guide about how to navigate and how to use different applications within here. So I would highly recommend just going through this and getting to understand your system. For me, I don't usually use it. I am okay. So I usually remove it from there. So I just have it as clean as possible. Something else that I do is, now that you have your softwares here, very, very important for you to update your system to the latest packages. This is very, very critical for you to be able to have your system updated. Again, I will guide you on the command line, which is the terminal. I like to have the terminal available, so just to add it here for later use, again, click the super key, begin to type terminal. You have your terminal here, and then I will pin it to my dash, and so we have it there. Okay, press escape, then you're back. So we will use this one later on, even though I do use it to update my system with just 1 or 2 commands. I actually am just going to use this software updater just so that if anyone is unfamiliar with using the terminal at this particular point before we've covered it, it won't throw you off. So what you want to do, first thing that happens now that you are on your desktop, is to update your system. So we'll click on the software updater. Okay, it's going to go ahead and check for updates. Remember, we are running Ubuntu 24.04. It's the latest, 0.3. So we should be good, but there will be some updates that might be available. So let's see. And this is something you want to do on a regular basis. I personally do it almost every time I switch on my laptop. You don't have to do it as frequently, but at least once a week or so is good. I know people who, that is usually a bit of a hassle. So whatever frequency works for you, it's okay. So you can see there's some updates here. You can see the details for some of those updates if you unfold the option here for the details. It even goes ahead and just gives you, what size will be downloaded, and what you simply want to do is to install this now. So it will upload, it will download it. Again, if you're interested in seeing what's happening under the hood, in terms of the specific softwares being updated, you can go ahead and do that. So it will take a little bit of time to install. Not a long time, a couple of minutes depending on the size and the speed for your connection, and then from there you should be good. Okay, so that's about to finish. So again, the whole point of this video series is to be able to help you get started. Now, you might have different needs. For some, you might just want to use it, for your own personal creative work. Others might be interested in getting into software development. Some might just be using it for work. So I'll try and show features that would help you to get started if you're totally new, and maybe some advanced functionalities if you want to go further. So the updates are done. You can actually come here to settings. Remember, we haven't activated Ubuntu Pro. That's something that I will handle. And then you can be able to have this in place, but I'll cover that later. So for now, that's how you can actually get started the very first time you install it, okay? How to get your updates in place, and then from here, then we can be able to go further. Final thing before we finish this video is the specific software center. It's also good to update it. You'll find that there are some updates here that you would need to do if you come to this manage section. Again, this is something I like to make sure that it's been updated. I don't use it a whole lot after this initial stage, but just for the very first time when you install it and you're logging in, I just like to make sure that it's up to date. So what I'll do is that I'll update all of this. It will go ahead and update. It will ask for your password, of course. Okay, so just go ahead and put in the password. And then once you do that, you can proceed and it will update it. So here again, after this initial setup, moving forward, I'm going to provide a guide on how to get started with the terminal, how to use it, some commands that are going to be useful for you to use on a regular basis when you're talking about updating your system and updating packages and softwares. So depending on your previous acquaintance with Linux, then it might be useful, but if not, then you can actually proceed to some more advanced features and functionalities. So that's it. That's how to get started with Linux. For this particular series, we've covered how to download it and install it, whether you want to go with something like Linux Mint, Ubuntu, or even Fedora, OpenSUSE, or any other distribution. We've looked at how to download the ISO, how to verify that your ISO is correct. We've looked at how to create a bootable stick, a USB flash drive, to ensure that you can actually boot to it and then install your distro of choice. And then we've looked at the first steps after you install and how to get started updating your system, updating the packages that you have. And then from there, you should be good. So we'll catch you in the next one. See you in the next tutorial. Cheers.